My name is Leah from Team Social Anxiety Solutions. I am stepping in today for Sebastian, and I want to give you a real quick video about self acceptance. So, um, this is a snippet from a YouTube live coaching session that Sebastian did a few months back. At that time, we were running the free 30-day social confidence challenge. That's registration is currently closed at the moment, by the way. So going back, we asked thousands of people participating in the challenge, hey, we're going to do a live coaching session. Anyone who wants to volunteer? We then got a huge list, but we ended up working with three people. So they are real social anxiety sufferers, and they are Victoria, Addie, and Antoine. It was a very powerful 90 minutes coaching session, and we're making this video today so you can benefit from it too. Now, you might say, hey Leah, that doesn't concern me. That issue that they were talking about during the session was their issue. It wasn't my issue. So, how am I even going to benefit from it? Now, let me stop you right there, okay? And ask you this question. Whenever you feel anxious and you blush, you feel as if there's a lump in your throat or your chest tightens, how do you feel about the fact that you're having those sensations in your body? Do you feel ashamed of it? Do you fear what others might negatively say about you because you're having those issues? I will most likely get a yes from you. And it's not just you. You're not alone. It's not just you having those issues. Most likely than not, whatever issues you're having with your social anxiety, that's the same issue that they were talking about in that coaching session. So, when you watch that coaching session, you will get lots of insight from it. You will feel better, you will relieve some of your anxiety, or even some of your tension in your body. And most importantly, you're going to have an experience of the power of tapping technique just by watching. So that's really cool. So without further ado, I want you to watch this snippet as Sebastian worked with Ad.
Let's go to Ali. Can you please unmute yourself? Yes.
Hello.
All right.
My dog's
Ali.
just barking right now, so don't mind him.
Okay, all good, all good. Anxiety level 0 to 10 right now.
Probably
honest.
like 7.
7?
Around 7,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And for you, actually, the same question. How are you feeling about the fact that you have these sensations going on in your body right now?
I guess like I have started to try and accept it more, but it's definitely hard to like accept it sometimes.
Yeah.
When it affects you like every day, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah. And so, what Victoria was saying earlier, she's kind of, had a good shift in that she now feels quite accepting of the anxiety. But for certain people, it goes faster than for other people. It just is what it is. There's no good or bad, but it wasn't something that she was told and now consciously all of a sudden immediately she accepted it. It's been the tapping that helped that acceptance land on a subconscious level, because acceptance of your anxiety is taught in other places as well, but it's very, very difficult to do, to try to talk yourself into acceptance and convince yourself, oh, okay, yes, now I'm accepting my anxiety. Very, very tough to do, because you have all of these strong emotions and you can't out-talk these emotions, or at least it takes a long time. So therefore, what we're doing is we're using the tapping to deal with the non-acceptance. And non-acceptance, for example, is, I'm pissed off of at my anxiety. That's a genuine feeling and a very normal feeling, but it's also in the way of accepting it. So we want to then look at what the feelings are that you're having now as you're having that anxious experience, so that we have something to tap on, to focus on. And actually something that you said already becomes our top tapping targets, like, well, it's kind of difficult to accept it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also common for people to have resistance to accepting their anxiety. And I think that's what's going on. So that's where we're going to go first. So just tap on the beginning of the eyebrows and just say, I don't want to accept my anxiety.
I don't want to accept my anxiety.
That would be stupid.
That would be stupid.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
No, it's dangerous to accept my anxiety.
It's dangerous to accept my anxiety.
Chin, I have to fight it.
I have to fight it.
Collarbone, because that really helps me.
Because that really helps me.
Under the arms. When I get upset about when I get upset at myself.
When I get upset at myself.
For feeling anxious.
For feeling anxious.
Liver point. That's such a confidence booster.
Such a confidence booster.
Yeah, wrist point. It really helps me reduce the anxiety.
It really helps me reduce the anxiety.
Top of that. It's really the best strategy.
It's really the best strategy.
Beginning of the eyebrows, or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Tell you guys, I wonder what would happen.
I wonder what would happen.
On the eyes, if I accepted the anxiety that I'm having.
If I accepted the anxiety that I'm having.
I don't know. It doesn't mean I like it.
It doesn't mean that I like it.
Chin, or that I want it to stay.
Or that I want it to stay.
Collarbone also doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything anymore about resolving it.
Also doesn't mean that I'm not going to do anything anymore about resolving it.
On the arms. Just means I'm looking reality in the face.
Just means I'm looking reality in the face.
And I'm saying, yes, this is the way it is.
And I'm saying, yes, this is the way it is.
Liver point. So I'm not making it worse than it already is.
So I'm not making it worse than it already is.
Wrist point. But my anxiety defines me.
But my anxiety defines me.
Top of that, it makes me weak and pathetic.
Makes me weak and pathetic.
Beginning of the eyebrows. Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Saddy eyes. What if I don't have to believe that judgment?
What if I don't have to believe that judgment?
On the eyes. I release.
I release.
All my emotional attachments.
All my emotional attachments.
To anxiety makes me weak and pathetic.
Anxiety makes me weak and pathetic.
Under the nose, deep breath. Okay, on the chin. And what are you aware of? Thoughts, feelings, insights, impure thoughts, bizarre realizations, anything?
I guess it's like realize that it does, like, you don't have to let it make you feel even worse than it already does. Like the feelings.
And what are the feelings about it right now?
Like I won't have to be like this forever, and that like I'm in the process of getting better.
Okay, all right, but that's a great motivational talk. But any negative feelings that you're having right now?
Nothing like specific, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, all right. So are you feeling any shame about the fact that you're experiencing anxiety? I know definitely I felt super ashamed for it for a very long time. It was very difficult to get rid of.
Probably like
or embarrassment
down, yeah.
or humiliation or any of the like.
Yeah, probably like ashamed sometimes.
Okay. And how about right now in the moment? Are you feeling anything of it in your body?
Mostly like just feel a bit hot.
Okay. Gotcha. And how are you aware of that feeling hot? Is it like in your face? Is it around? I used to get it around a lot around my ears. My ears would start glowing, like, you know. Other people have it a lot in their neck. Some people it's in their cheeks. You know how other people it just rises up. Like, how are you aware of it?
Probably like feel it in my face and like around here, or like up here.
Okay, gotcha. And if you had to rate that on a scale of 0 to 10, how strong is that?
Probably like 6.
Okay,
Around
gotcha.
6.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to just pay attention to that shame about the fact that you're anxious, and just allow it to be there, and just keep tapping. And if it's easier to close your eyes, feel free to do so. If not, you can keep them open, whatever. And you're actually just allowing that shame to be there. So you're not running away from it. You're not fighting it. You're not pushing it. You're not pushing it. You're kind of observing what it does. Keep breathing. Otherwise, we have a different kind of session. Good. On the collarbone, what are you noticing? No right or wrong answer. If it gets worse or is the same, that's totally fine. There's a solution for everything. I just want to know what your honest experience is.
Mostly like feeling the same.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. And okay, so just tap here. Say, I shouldn't feel ashamed.
I shouldn't feel ashamed.
Sorry, guys, it's bad to feel ashamed.
It's bad to feel ashamed.
Real man doesn't feel ashamed.
Real man doesn't feel ashamed.
No, no, no. I definitely don't feel ashamed.
I definitely don't feel ashamed.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Collarbone, never have felt ashamed.
Never have felt ashamed.
On the arms, never will feel ashamed.
Never will feel ashamed.
Liver point, because I shouldn't feel ashamed.
Because I shouldn't feel ashamed.
Wrist points, pathetic to feel ashamed.
It's pathetic to feel ashamed.
Top of the head. But I am experiencing some heat.
But I am experiencing some heat.
It's definitely not shame.
Definitely not shame.
But I've got some heat going on.
But I've got some heat going on.
Under the eyes. Under the nose, deep breath. Okay, what are you noticing? Again, no right or wrong answer.
Mostly the same.
Okay, all right. And when you're saying mostly the same, what you're saying is mostly the shame is still the same that you're feeling, or the anxiousness is still the same that you're feeling, or like what specifically still feels the same for you?
Probably that like anxiousness, the feeling.
Okay, how's the shame feeling though? The heat, how's that?
Bit better actually.
Okay, all right. And how bad is the anxiety then, 0 to 10?
Like around 6 or 7.
Okay, gotcha. What's the main feeling that you're feeling about? Let me say it differently. What's the emotion? What's the strongest emotion that you right now have about this anxiety experience? And could also be a thought, like this is fucked up, or this is ridiculous, or I'm so sick and tired of this, or whatever. It could be a thought, or it could be a direct feeling, like frustration or like anger in my, whatever.
Maybe like feeling down about it.
Okay, gotcha. And is that a common experience for you, that you're feeling down about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. What does it mean to you? that you're
Um,
feeling anxious? What's the down feeling? Is the down feeling coming from, oh, I'll never overcome it, or or does it mean something bad about you or about your situation, your scenario, or?
um, Makes me feel bad, like I can't do the stuff that I want to do,
Hmm,
and like make strong
gotcha.
relationships, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. Well, I'm sure nobody else can relate to that, right? you know, Everyone can relate to that. Just to be blatantly obvious, because it is very limiting. You know, it is very painful, and you're faced with it every day, and it just consumes your thinking, and it's just there all the time. So I'm with you. It really sucks. I get it. And it can also be something that's very hard to deal with, also because you're dealing with it by yourself. And typically, for me at least, it was my secret. Nobody was pretending to the outside world that everything was fine, but all the while I was suffering massively. And so you're carrying this burden with you, and you can't really share it with anyone because there's this shame about it, because you think it means something bad about you, and so it sucks. It really does suck. Yeah, but there really is good hope, and that is, it's not a permanent problem. It is something that you can overcome. It will take a bit of time for most people, but you can start to make progress on it. Okay, so when you're saying, well, I kind of have a down feeling about it, just is it fair to say that you've tried a few things to overcome it, or not?
Yeah, I've tried like different therapies, hypnosis, like meditation, things like that,
Okay,
supplements.
gotcha. Whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the challenge is, you try a few things, and when if you're lucky like Victoria, you show up and like it's pretty much miraculous that you're right here. It's really cool. But if you're not as lucky, you try something, and first time you try it, and you're optimistic, and you're like, wow, this is going to be great. I'm going to overcome this problem. I'm going to do this strategy, and then I'm going to do that, and then okay. But when you then actually do it and it doesn't work, ooh, that's a big disappointment. That's a painful realization. That is a kind of down-like feeling, and that can also start to build on the feeling like, oh my God, what if there's something wrong with me? What if I'm broken? What if I can't fix this? What if I have to live with this for the rest of my life? But somehow, some way, because it's so painful, you drag yourself to try out the next technique or therapy or strategy or hypnosis. Oh, it's really great. It works for everyone. And you try it, and you try it and get a little bit of results. Listening to one of these tapes, you're like, wow, this is great. This is going to be it. And 2 weeks later, you're back to square one. You're like, oh my God. And now this whole belief that this can't work, I'm broken, I'm a tough case, that just starts to build up and starts to grow stronger and stronger. And at the same time, there's also a part of your mind that says, hey, it's not good for you to get your hopes up again, because every time you get your hopes up, you're going to get severely disappointed and knocked down, and it's going to really, really suck. So then there becomes like resistance to being hopeful and optimistic. And another way to translate that is resistance to letting go of that down feeling. So that's what I want to tap on with you first. So just tap on the beginning of your eyebrows and just say, I don't want to let go of this down feeling.
I don't want to let go of this down feeling.
Say, it's not safe to be optimistic.
It's not safe to be optimistic.
On the eyes. It's much better to remain pessimistic.
It's much better to remain pessimistic.
On the nose. I refuse to be optimistic.
I refuse to be optimistic.
Chin, if I do that, I'll get hurt.
If I do that, I'll get hurt.
Collarbone, I'll be disappointed again.
I'll be disappointed again.
On the arms, I don't want to deal with that.
I don't want to deal with that.
On the liver point, I release all my emotional attachments
I release all my emotional attachments
to this down feeling.
to this down feeling.
Top of the head, what are you noticing, Adi?
I feel a bit more relaxed.
Good. How's the anxiety feeling?
It's gone down a bit. I would say it's at like a 5 now.
Okay, gotcha. And I guess you're now more in acceptance of the anxiety and there's no resistance to it. So I'm going to let you sit with this for a while I move on to Antoine, okay?
Okay.
Thank you thus far. Okay.
All right. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't yet, watch the full session by going to bit.ly live social anxiety coaching. Again, that's bit.ly live social anxiety coaching. That's it for today. See you till our next Thursday video.